Tony, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Keithy, what's going on? How are you?
Good, man. Good. Awesome. So, NAMM Show recap.
Mm.
I know, right? So fancy.
I have a line that I used. I said it was NAMM, but not NAMM.
Right. Yeah. You,
Uh,
you
I
know,
thought that was accurate.
well, I'm sorry, say that again.
I thought that was a pretty accurate description of what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. To be 100% honest with you, I loved it. I will be, you know what I mean? I absolutely loved it. One of the things, and it's kind of weird because it's one of those things. It's like you have to look at what NAMM is, and it's like, and what NAMM maybe, should be, right? And it's like at the end of the day, what NAMM was before was, this giant autograph signing, look at me try to play, Eruption on guitar, and then you hear that a million times, and Stairway to Heaven, and all these, stupid,
It
like,
was a circus.
just absolute circus, just musical, vomit.
Look at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know what I mean? And it was like, and the nice thing about it this year was there was none of that, or well, I should say very, very little. And there was a tolerable amount of it.
I actually think that there should be a little,
Right, sure.
but the key word is a little. It's like, okay, well, am
Yeah.
I going to have 20 beers or two? Okay, well, let's do the two, and the two.
Sure, yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah. And it's like, again, it's one of those things where, it's like there's no reason in my mind, even as a company, even if you were obviously we're not a big company, but if we were a big company, I don't see the value in having, a 15 to 20-foot table down the middle of my booth with, 15, 20 artists on it all signing autographs. It's like, and then you have a line a mile long, and you're just, pardon my French, but you're screwing everybody else that's around you because you got this big old giant line going down there. People who go get, whatever. I'm just going to use it because I like him, but Tommy Lee's, freaking autograph or something, I mean, and it's so stupid. It's like, I don't know. I just find that to be just so ridiculous. And not what the show is about, right? Like the whole show, what a lot of people don't realize is the NAMM Show is designed for products like our, companies like ourselves to get deals and set up deals with distribution dealers, obviously music stores, music schools, possibly dealing with some artists. But for the most part, it's to get those deals into music stores and distribution and that kind of thing. That's what it's designed for.
And a little bit of history. And even some of our artists did know that, like Jordan and so forth. NAMM's I believe it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. Yeah.
For a long time. It was a way to connect dealers and manufacturers together in a more international, standardized format, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it turned more into a dog and pony show and a marketing event and so forth. But I thoroughly enjoyed the smaller NAMM. There was a lot less people that did not need to be there, and they weren't there, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. We were able to get a lot more business done.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I missed was some of the events that night.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. And I think that's a COVID thing, as well as, like for us, personally, right? So I can only talk about ourselves, but it's like we didn't do our base event like we normally do. And mainly the reason for that was because we're saving on money. That event every year, costs us a couple grand. And it's like, okay, if the show was a total flop, we made no money at it, then that just adds on to the expense.
That's just the price. Never mind what the man hours that go into it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not even counting.
I mean, if you add that up, I mean, you're going into multiple thousands now. It really is. So, but the show itself was great. We were able to connect with dealers and artists and show the new wares. And of course, Tsunami is now expanding their product line. We have the V15, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Four of them out there, and that sounded great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to turn a lot of artists onto the V15.
Yeah.
So,
and the response, the response was just phenomenal with the V15. I mean, it was so great. Again, this is such a, even though it's been, a 3.5-year process of getting this thing done and getting it out, getting things moving with it, it's like, you still, you know, I mean, I know, you know, you've played through it. A lot of our guys have already played through it pre NAMM, and you guys all love it. And, you know, and in fact, when we got the first prototype from Bruce, you know, it went to you before it went to me, or it went to you, went to John, then it came to me. You know, you guys had, you know, your comments about it, but overall you really liked it, really loved it. And it's like, and we made a couple of tweaks from those comments. And but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you're putting something out there, you don't know what people are going to like. You know, you don't know if people are going to dig it or not, or how it's going to go. And, you know, everybody loved it. I mean, we had people just, you know, we had, you know, you playing and then people walking by and just stopping, you know, just dead stopping in their tracks to like stop and look at it and be like, what is that thing? You know? And, you know, and that happened, you know, numerous times, you know, and, you know,
Yeah, I think it was 100% the fattest bass tone at NAMM 2022. 100%.
There needs to be an award for that. So yeah, that would be, oh no, hold on a second. We might have just lost. Oh, I'm still here. Okay. I just got like a time running out thing.
I can see your screen reflecting off your glasses. I like it.
Sorry. All of out of nowhere, it just like popped up, which is gonna be great for our video. It wants me to like upgrade now.
Maybe because we were chatting for a bit beforehand, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm afraid in 9 minutes and 30 seconds it's gonna cut out.
Well, then we'll get to what we have to get to.
Sure.
Yeah, it was successful. It was, I think it was fantastic. It was great. It was more intimate to deal with our artists and some of the dealers. Be able to show the products to a more effective audience.
Yeah.
That alone was great. That alone was great, you know.
Absolutely. No, I thought it was really great. And we've got a whole bunch of new artists as well, speaking of that, that are coming on board, which is great. I think we talked to.
If you're seeing this video, I am the A&R rep, and I will be in contact with you.
Yeah.
Just
absolutely.
give me some time, but I'm reaching out to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
we talked to over 20 different, you know, artists and bands and stuff. So, you know, so just give us some time. If you, I know I talked to even a couple people just last night on Instagram that had stopped by the booth, but we were super slammed and they weren't able to talk to anybody. So, you know, hit us up, let us know.
I am listening.
Yeah.
I am listening to your music.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm not just listening to your music. That's not part of it. That's not everything. I want to let artists know. I am listening, but I also want to know about you as a person and as representation of this company.
Yeah.
So you are the face of the organization. So we want to make sure that you're representing right. And then our business arrangement is exactly the way it's supposed to be. You know, that we help each other. So
yeah, and I think you know, that's something that's a good thing to talk about as well, is, you know, we call it the Tsunami family, and we definitely are a family. And, you know, we treat it that way and we look at it that way, you know, and it's like, we want to, as, you know, as exciting as it is to have, you know, great musicians and someone out touring the world and doing all these great things, that's awesome. But like I've always said, it's like, if I can't, you know, get coffee with you or get a beer or whatever, you know, get some tacos or something, it's like, if I can't do that, then I don't, you know, then
we have to be able to like each other.
Yeah.
We have to be able to chat. That's very important. Absolutely. I don't take and sign everybody, just so people know that right now. Yeah. There are some people I said on the phone, I don't think this is a good fit.
Right. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's a relationship, and, you know, and it's not, yes, there's a product involved, but at the end of the day, the relationship is really what matters. And, you know, and we want to make sure that, you know, I mean, first of all, and, you know, one way of looking at this too is it's like, you know, we don't do free endorsements, right? So you're still paying for the cable, and it's like, and you know, we'll be happy to sell to anybody, but if we want to bring you on as an artist and what we do, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, it's kind of like there's a vetting process, but it's also, you know, the same way on your end, you should want to like us and want to be a part of what we're doing, as well as us be a part of what you're doing. So,
and you have to tell the world,
yeah,
you're an artist, you're showing your craft.
Yeah.
Well, part of your craft and the tools of your craft, if you're working with us, is Tsunami cables.
Right.
Ride the wave, let us know, hashtags, do it, videos, everything. We will share. It's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. So real quick, we got like 6 minutes, and then my thing's gonna kill us off. So the computer's gonna self-destruct in 6 minutes. So yeah. So what were some new things, Sony, that you saw, or new people, or give me something new that you
Outside of Tsunami?
yeah, or just something that yeah, sure. Outside of Tsunami or even somebody, I got one. I'll if you want,
You start. You start. I'm not good at this.
So we met a good friend of yours who is now becoming a friend of mine, which is Nathan at Sushi Box.
And Nathan is great.
Yeah.
Nathan from Sushi Box is a great guy. He'll be working with Tsunami, and he does a different product. He does more floor box effects, more small mounted box. And for small mounted box effects, I think he's number one. He really
is. He's doing some really great
work. Stuff. San Diego guy that now lives in Illinois. Yeah.
Right, which is so funny because we literally grew up in the same town. I'm about 3-4 years older than he is, but he went to like the sister high school that I went to. So it's
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. We were both talking about growing up in the same town. So really, really crazy. But no, he's a great guy. I'm really happy that that you introduced him to me and we got involved and stuff. It's really cool. So
just to not say anything, but to some of the Tsunami fans and friends and so forth, that we are working on new products.
Yeah,
that's all we'll say.
It's top secret.
Hush hush. So the Tsunami organization is definitely working on some new products, and we beta tested a couple of things and so forth, and it's promising. It's promising, and we can't really say anything,
right?
But there's some new stuff coming that a lot of people will like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm really excited what these next year or 2 years is gonna entail.
April 2023.
Yeah, right. That's the next NAMM show is April. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, man. So we've got that. And I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, as far as the show goes, I mean, it was great. I a large part of the show, which is funny because it costs so much money to do the show, but it's like so much of the show is just the hang and like seeing everybody, that we don't see all year long. And now because of, I mean, we had John Moody's wedding, end of last year. And so it was like, we all got to see each other in Vegas and spent some time together. So it hasn't been like 2-3 years since we've all seen each other. But
and I came out there in January.
Yeah, you came out in January and froze your butt off by me towing you behind a boat. I
was really sad when I left this time.
Yeah, it was, it was one of those things where it's like, we've been seeing each other so much and doing so much stuff together. And, it's like, it is.
And Lonnie's like, don't you cry. Don't you cry.
Yeah. She's a what's that, sympathetic vomiting, right? If someone vomits, you vomit too. She's a sympathetic crier. Someone starts crying, she starts bawling. So, but yeah, man. So no, it was great. Absolutely amazing. We got a ton of new dealers and distributors and people we're talking to. So, Tsunami cables are going to be in an area near you very soon. Everything is going great. We can't be any happier for the show, and we'll definitely be at the show in April for sure.
Can I make a little weird statement here?
Sure, you got 2 minutes, go.
Okay, so even though we didn't have all the events, I would give up all those events permanently if the NAMM show was like this for the rest of whatever how many years its existence.
Yeah,
this minus the not having the shows at night, this was my favorite NAMM show.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Absolutely. It was definitely the best one for us, like as a business, it was definitely the best one for us. And it was the most enjoyable show I've ever done. You know what I mean? It's the most enjoyable, had the most amount of fun. And it was just the most relaxed. You know what I mean? It wasn't,
Well, you didn't cut off any ambulances to get coffee and donuts.
Well, that's true. I didn't do that. Unlike somebody I know.
I heard a story that someone did that. I don't know.
But all right, buddy. Well, we're about to get cut off by Zoom. So any last remarks, words, comments?
Keep tuned, everybody. Keep watching the Instagram and Facebook. There are, we have new cables. We're looking at some new technology for cables, and we have some new products that I cannot say a word about, but check it out. Stay tuned because we've got more coming on. We're more development for Tsunami.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right, buddy. Thank you for stopping by, and everybody else. Thank you, and keep us posted. Let us know what's going on, and see you on social media and all that good stuff.
Tsunami out.
Peace.